Ready.
Brian Powell of I Run Far here with YiOu Wang before the 2019 TNF 50. How are you?
I'm doing great. How
Yeah?
are you?
I'm good. You're at home, basically.
It's my backyard.
What makes running here and living here so special?
The climate.
Yeah.
So you'll notice it's mid-November and it's beautiful out. So I think this is a perfect place if you want to be able to trail run year-round.
Yeah.
All our trails are always in great condition, no matter the time of year. We never have snow, and we have just glorious California carpet.
Yeah, and I mean it is mid-November, and it is a shorts and t-shirt day.
It is, yeah.
For running, for
it will
sure.
Be. It will probably be 75 later today.
Yeah. So going back into history a little bit, for a number of years coming out to the TNF 50, you were kind of this, speedster from the Bay Area, like great marathon success and then some 50K success. You came here at TNF, DNF'd once, had a couple years you didn't start.
Right.
What were those years like before you figured out?
I always figured that TNF was always so late in the year that I was either burnt out or broken in December, as I think a lot of people end up being when this race was in December. I just think with such a long season, well, that's one of the pitfalls of living in the Bay Area is that you can run year round. So I never would take any sort of off season to do anything else other than run in the winter. So by the time December rolled around, I was always, fighting either injuries or had been training all year and was just totally over it. So I think, the one year I started in DNF, I'd had a hamstring issue that I was dealing with for weeks leading up to the race, just from a full year's worth of training and racing.
And then sort of at the end of that period and separately, you really figure out the 50-mile distance. You nailed Lake Sonoma pretty much every time you head out there.
Yeah,
so
I think I'm much more comfortable knowing how to run 50 miles now as well.
Does that feel like your sweet spot right now?
I think 50K to 50 mile is really my best distance. I think I'm going to take a break from trying 100-milers for a while.
Yeah. We can get into that. Western States didn't go so well.
No, I think I'm going to take a break and come back to it later.
Yeah. But you have figured out the 50-mile distance. What works for you at that distance?
I think I figured out the kind of effort that I need to spread out over the course of the race. And also I figured out a lot of things about fueling. I was a very bad eater during races, which I think a lot of people that go from shorter road racing to these long ultras, they struggle with taking in the calories that you need to take, especially early on, because when you do a road race, you can kind of get away with getting in a hole and then, you'll take a gel at mile 20 and make it to the finish. But you can't do that for a 50-mile. You'll always pay for it later in the race. So I think realizing that I need to take in calories consistently and early and in different forms, right? Because I used to be I'll only take one gel every 40 minutes, and that's the only thing I'm going to do. After 7 hours, it gets really old. So I think learning how to drink more calories, not just drinking water, also actually eating food at the aid stations. Nothing, no Egg McMuffins or anything like that, although that might be amazing at 5 a.m. on Saturday. I'll eat more things like candy or potato chips or Stroop waffles just to feel like I'm taking in more solid food throughout the course of the race. And I think that's helped maintain my energy levels and help me, still be able to have some legs in the latter parts of the race.
Do you think you'll be able to bring your confidence from all those good runs at Lake Sonoma to this race now?
I think so. I train a lot on these trails, so I think I have good memories from good training runs on the trails, and I've run every single piece of trail on this course, not necessarily in a race, but in training and just throughout the 12 years I've lived here.
And even besides those specific trails, you run the same terrain. It's all the grades and the footing and everything.
Yes, I'm very familiar with how the trails are. And it's very runnable. We haven't had any rains yet this year, so everything is super buffed out and dry, and there shouldn't be any like mud years like there have been in the past.
So it should be a pretty fast, easy
I think
runnable
it'll be
course.
very fast. I think the weather is shaping up to be nice and cool as well, because yesterday was actually pretty hot during the day, around 11 a.m. when the sun came out. I think Saturday is supposed to cool down, and it's, I think, partly cloudy all day.
That'll be
so
perfect.
We should not be getting roasted by the sun. And everything is just like super dry out there. But with the fog that's been rolling in, it's keeping the dust down. So
it is basically perfect conditions.
It's going to be perfect conditions
we could pan
out
the camera,
there.
We could see the fog rolling over the headlands.
Yes, the beautiful San Francisco Bay fog has been
it's
coming
real.
in.
Yeah.
It's real.
So you ran Western States this year, didn't finish. You went to Sears and Al, didn't have your...
Kind of had a crappy day at Sears and Al. I think Western States, I just felt horrible from the start, like really flat. Turns out I was sick, shit happens, which was really disappointing because I felt like my training had gone really well and I was prepared and my fueling had gone well. It was just like my body said no.
Yeah.
And then Sears and Al, I think I just underestimated what the jet lag would do because I felt like I was asleep at the start of the race.
Yeah.
And then could never there was just nothing.
So despite all of your international experience with other travel, it was a good lesson in maybe two extra days of travel.
Just racing is so different. You need to be dialed in to your body clock. And it's kind of like I flew in, I could have flown in earlier, but for some reason I was just thinking, oh, I'll get there on Wednesday. It'll be fine. That's plenty of time. No, it's actually worse. I actually felt better like the day right after I flew in. And then, 2 days later, I felt awful.
So no injuries, no burnout, nothing like that. Just two bad days for those races. I just
felt like my legs weren't working for Sears and all. And then, later that month, I had really great training runs in the Alps.
Nice. And so your training has gone well sort of since then?
I've had a good training block going into this past couple months. I think I did a trail marathon down in the South Bay maybe like 6 weeks ago, and that went really well. I think I ran it faster than I thought I would. And I've been doing, trying to get my speed legs back after doing a lot of power hiking in the Alps. So I think I have some good climbing legs right now, but I think my descending has been faster than ever, which has always been my weak point. I've never been a great descender. So that's been really confidence boosting in the past few weeks.
Nice.
Just like chasing Fernando through the headlands.
Awesome. Well, sounds like you're ready to go. Good luck out there this weekend.
Thank you so much, Brian.
Thank you.